Hello students, welcome to the English class. In today's class, let us read the prose from Unit 7, The Emperor's New Clothes. It is a play based on a folk tale. Folk tale, in Kannada we call it as Janapada Kategalu. It is not written by anybody, it is framed by the people. When people talk to each other, they just frame stories. That's called as a folk tale. Since it is a story based on the play, we have a few characters which we come across in this play. That is, we have an emperor who is a very foolish person, the chief advisor, and the first weaver and second weaver. Weaver is the one who weaves clothes for the king. So he's called as a weaver here now. We have two weavers coming up, the first weaver and second weaver. The emperor's new clothes. Once upon a time there lived a proud and foolish emperor who was very fond of wearing new clothes. To him, new clothes meant more than anything else in the world. Indeed, he spent so many hours every day in his dressing room trying out new clothes that he had very little time to attend to the affairs of his kingdom. He was a very proud and a foolish emperor who was very fond of wearing only new clothes. Every time for him, new clothes meant everything in the world, anything else in the world. He didn't pay attention to any other work of the kingdom, but he kept on trying out new dresses in his dressing room and he did not attend to the affairs of the kingdom. Since it is a play, here we start with scene 1. If you are going to enact this play on the stage, it starts like a scene. What is the first scene? A hall in the emperor's palace. Now it's a big hall in the emperor's palace. As the curtain goes up, the emperor is seen coming out of his dressing room into the hall where his chief advisor is waiting. The emperor is in a very angry mood. As soon as the play begins, the curtain goes up. And then what do you see? The first scene, the emperor comes out. He walks up to the hall where he sees his chief advisor waiting for him. The emperor is in a very angry mood. Emperor, pointing to something in his dressing room. Useless. All these clothes are useless. Not one of the suits can be worn by me. Chief Advisor, Your Majesty, these are the best that I could get for you today. So why is the emperor angry now? He's not satisfied with the clothes what was there. He says those were useless and that cannot be worn by him. Where past tense is worn, wore. And now here what happens, the chief advisor says that those were the best clothes that he could get for him for that particular day. Emperor, the best? Did you say? If these are the best, then my empire is full of worthless tailors. Banish them all. Send them one and all out of the country. I want new clothes. I want new clothes. I want a tailor who can make me a different set of clothes every day. You may go now. Come to me only when you find a new tailor. The chief advisor bows and takes a few steps towards the door, then turns and stops and turns towards the emperor again. Now, the emperor is very upset with the words that he says that these are the best dress he could find. He says the best, and if that is the best, he feels that his whole empire is full of worthless tailors who are not worthy to be called as tailors. So banish them all, means send them all outside out of the country. He says, I want new clothes and I want it. And he says that he want a new tailor who can make a different set of clothes every day. And he angrily says the chief advisor to move out and to find a new tailor. So the chief advisor bows to the king, emperor, he goes forward, stops and turns towards the emperor. Emperor, have you something more to say? Chief Advisor, Your Majesty, since yesterday, two weavers from a distant place have been waiting outside the palace to see you. Emperor, in an angry tone, Weavers? But I don't need weavers. I want good tailors. I want tailors who will make me new clothes. Now, what is that you want to say? Asked the emperor with the chief advisor. He says that from past 2 days, two weavers were waiting to meet the emperor. And then emperor is again upset and he says, I don't need weavers. Weavers are the people who weave clothes, but he wants a tailor who stitches dresses for him. Chief advisor, Your Majesty, these men say that they have found a secret way of weaving the finest silk cloth and making the most beautiful clothes from the cloth that they weave. They claim to be magic tailors. Emperor, magic tailors who make the most beautiful clothes? Then why are you wasting your time here? Go and bring them in at once. Now, the chief advisor gives an explanation that those men had introduced themselves that they have found a secret way of weaving the finest silk cloth and they make the most beautiful cloths from that particular weaving, and they said they seem to be magic tailors. So the emperor was very excited. He says, magic tailors, one who makes a beautiful clothes, then why are you wasting the time? Go get them at once. The advisor goes out. The two weavers enter the court and bow to the emperor. Emperor, come in, my men. I hear you have some very fine clothes to show me. The clothes that you make must be very wonderful indeed. First weaver, they are, your majesty, but before we begin our work, we require a large quantity of finest silk and the purest gold thread. So the emperor greets them very happily and he says that you have some fine clothes to show me, but then the clothes that you make must be very wonderful also, he says. The first weaver says, yes, that is very true, but before they begin the work, they require some raw materials. That is, they needed the finest quantity of silk and purest gold thread to weave the clothes for the emperor. The second weaver speaks up now. And we must also have several jewels to sew on your majesty's new clothes. Emperor, of course, my chief advisor will provide for you whatever you want. You will be given a room in the palace to make the new clothes, and you shall not leave the palace till you have completed the work. I shall wear the new clothes in the procession that I am expected to lead 2 days later. So the second weaver also requested for some jewels so that he could stitch it on the majesty's new clothes. And the emperor was very happy. He said, of course, whatever you need will be provided by the chief advisor. And they will also be provided a room in the palace to make new clothes. And they would not leave the place until they complete the work so that he could wear the new clothes in the procession that he was expected to lead after 2 days. First weaver, pardon us, sir, your majesty, we have no new clothes just now to show you. We have come here to explain to you that we have discovered a magic way of making the most beautiful silk cloth. Second weaver, which is so finely woven and has so many rich colors and also such attractive patterns that only a great emperor like you can wear clothes made from it. Now, both the weavers, first and the second one, tries to explain their way of working. They beg their pardon. He says, sorry, your majesty, they don't have any sample clothes with them. They had come to explain how they could discover a magic way of making the most beautiful silk cloth. And the second weaver says that what clothes they are going to weave, it would be so finely be woven and has so many rich colors in that, and they also have attractive patterns that only a great emperor like him can wear such clothes. Emperor, flattered by this compliment, well, tell me something about the clothes you make from this wonderful cloth. So the emperor is flattered by the compliment. Flattered as one gets appreciated by the false praise. That's getting flattered. So he's very happy. He says he wanted to know more about the clothes, what they would weave. First weaver, your majesty, if you wear a suit made out of this cloth, only wise men can see what you are wearing, but fools will not be able to see it at all. So what did the first weaver say? What was the speciality in weaving the cloth? They say that if the emperor wears a suit made by them, only the wise men could see what he was wearing exactly. but the fools will not be able to see it at all. Second weaver. And by wearing these clothes, you will be able to judge your ministers and your officers very easily. Only those who are clever and fit for their jobs will see what you wear. Those who are foolish and unfit for their work will not see anything. So the second weaver even explains much more about the clothes. So he says, by wearing these clothes, the emperor would be able to judge his ministers and also his officers very easily. And those who are very clever and they were very perfect for their jobs could see what the emperor was wearing. And those who are very foolish and unfit for their work couldn't see anything. Emperor, excellent, excellent, speaking to himself. By wearing a suit made from their cloth, I will not only get a new set of clothes, but I will also be able to find out who are fit to manage the affairs of my kingdom and who are not. Now the emperor feels very happy. He speaks to himself. He says that by wearing such a cloth, he would not only get a new pair of dress, but also he could judge the people, judge the officers and the ministers in his kingdom. Moving on to the second scene. What does the second scene show here? Next day in the evening, a room in the palace. So the very next day, the scene is shifted. So there is a room in the palace. The two weavers are seen working on the looms, pretending to weave. They had put away in their bags all the fine silk, the gold thread, and the jewels which were given to them for making the new clothes. So the next day, the two weavers seemed to pretend to work. They were not exactly working, but they were pretending to weave. They were acting as though they were weaving clothes. What did they do with the raw materials, what they had collected from the chief advisor? They had put away all the fine silk, the gold thread, and the jewels which were given to them for making the new clothes in their bags. They had filled their bags with all these. The chief advisor enters the room speaking to himself. The chief advisor enters the room speaking to himself. He says that His Majesty has sent me here to find out how the weavers are getting on with their work. Now, so he comes in to check out the work done by the weavers. They seem to be working very hard, but where is the cloth on the looms? Good heavens, I can't see anything on the looms. This is the chief advisor, he's speaking to himself. They seem to be working very hard. The two weavers are pretending to work, but there is no clothes on the looms, that the machine, there's nothing to be seen. And good heavens, he thinks to himself, he couldn't see anything on the looms. First weaver, ah, there you are, sir. We were expecting you. Step this way if you please. So both the weavers are pretending to work, and the first weaver welcomes him, saying that we were expecting you, that you would come to see our work, and come this side. They are just showing a path. Second weaver, pointing to the loom and pretending to handle the cloth they were supposed to be weaving. Don't you like the pattern, sir? The circles and the flowing lines are good, aren't they? So now the second weaver questions the advisor, chief advisor. He's pointing towards the loom and he's pretending to handle the cloth. Like he's simply holding in his cloth and supposed to be which were they were weaving, and they are just asking a question to the chief advisor. Don't you like the pattern? Isn't the pattern good? The circles and the flowing lines on them? He's questioning the advisor, aren't they good? Chief advisor completely puzzled. The circles and the flowing line? Yes, 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 they are very good. Now the chief advisor cannot express that he cannot see anything. What is the reason? Because the weavers had told the foolish and the unfit people for the job couldn't see anything. Now, so the chief advisor couldn't open his mouth and say that nothing was visible for him. First weaver. And the colors, we hope the emperor will like the dark red and the sky blue colors on the gold background. And first Riva explains the colors. He says that the emperor would be happy with the dark red and the sky blue colors, and the background would be gold. Chief advisor, more confused than before. Dark red, sky blue, and a gold background. I must remember this. Yes, I'm sure that His Majesty will like the colors very much. He's totally confused than before because no colors were seen, no background golden color was seen. So he just remembers the colors what was mentioned. Then he says that yes, His Majesty would like this colors very much. Second weaver, you may tell His Majesty how hard we have been working, but we need some more silk and gold thread to complete the work and some more jewels to sew into His Majesty's new clothes. So the second weaver says that you need to give a report to the emperor saying that we have been working hard, but still we need raw materials such as silk and gold thread so that they could complete their work, and they need some more jewels so that they could stitch on the emperor's new clothes. Both the weavers together, thank you, Your Excellency. Now both the weavers, they are grateful. They say thanks to the chief advisor. Chief advisor speaking to himself as he leaves the room. Heaven help me! There was nothing on their looms, but the weavers had said, only wise men can see the clothes that we make. Those who cannot see them are fools or unfit for their jobs. Am I a fool? Am I unfit for my post? I must send my special assistant to see what really is happening here. The chief advisor is totally confused. He speaks to himself when he leaves the room. He says there was nothing in the looms, nothing could be seen. And but the weavers had told only wise men could see the cloths. And there is a confusion question within himself. He is saying that is he a fool? Is the chief advisor questioning to himself? He questions his conscience to ask, am I a fool? Am I unfit for the job? So he thinks, I must send a special assistant to see what is really happening there. After the chief advisor goes, the two weavers dance round the stage and sometime laughing at the success of their trick. So the very moment the chief advisor moves out of the room, the two weavers are happily enjoying that they had fooled the chief advisor. So the rest part of the lesson will be continued in the next video.